kind of business?
TechFluff TV is brought to you by ClearBooks, online accounting to free your time.
My name is Eileen Burbidge, and along with Stefan, Glaenzer, I'm co-founder of White Bear Yard. We now run this space, which is about 7,500 square feet here in Clerkenwell Road, with Dighero, our third partner.
So what happens here at White Bear Yard? Tell us a bit more about why you've invested, why you've chosen this location, and what you do here.
Primarily, we set up this office space, which is in East London, in middle of 2009, really for an office space for ourselves, but then also as a place that we could house our investee companies and companies that we work with. And the idea was to get a big enough space where companies could collaborate with one another, and also where we could have really kind of easy access to them and get a good feel for where we can add value and how we can collaborate with them.
So what's the feedback been from the startups here, having their investors just down the corridor? Is that a good thing for them? And also, how involved are you with them?
That's a good question. You should ask some of them that, because I probably don't hear any of the negative or constructive feedback. What we've been told is that, it's brilliant. Well, I think the space speaks for itself. So everybody loves having a place where there's a roof terrace. I think people like having the sort of community areas where the sofas, the kitchens, this sunroom, for example. In terms of having us in such close proximity, we do try to put ourselves or sequester ourselves into a corner, so not to be in their hair all the time. I would like to think that they find it kind of convenient for sort of water cooler chats, or just to kind of walk by the desk and say, hey, we just had this phone call and not sure the best way to kind of tackle this. What do you think? I would hope that kind of helps. Not 100% sure though, so you let me know what they say. Yeah.
Okay, and so you've got businesses that you're involved with as investors outside of White Bear Yard. So do you see a difference between the businesses in terms of performance, or your relationship, etc.? Difference between the businesses in White Bear Yard that you're sat next to, or a few chairs away from, and the ones that are in a different location in London and UK or the world?
I think that's a good question, because obviously we invest between the three of us. We've been working as individual angel investors for the last few years. And between the three of us, we have quite a number of companies that aren't in this space, for example. But I do think for anything that's relatively local or within the UK, and at the stage that we like, which is very early stage, so it might be one or two people with a prototype just starting out, it seems to actually be coincidentally very, very good fit for them to be here, or they sort of genuinely want to be here and working with other teams as well. The other teams that might not be in the space, even in London or outside of London, are probably slightly more mature in stage, probably don't need or want as much counsel or feedback as what we offer to the teams here. And so it ends up kind of being a little bit of a segmentation. We don't really have any very early stage teams, of sort of 1 or 2 people that are not in this space yet. So.
Okay, and if we move now to you as an investor, so not in White Bear Yard, just as an investor, what boxes do small young businesses need to tick in your eyes to be successful and to really get somewhere?
So what we look for, and this is Robin Klein, who's a great investor with Index Seed, and then my partner Stefan has said this a lot of the times as well, but they've kind of coined this 3T sort of phase. So for team, technology, and traction. And for us, given that we're in early stage looking at digital media and technology companies, those are the 3 most important boxes we look for. I think we're not missetting expectations that we have to have all 3, but the more of each of the 3 that anyone has, the better, and then we look to see where we can add value to try and bring up the difference in any of those boxes.
What kind of business? Telescopic weight photographers.
TechFluff TV is brought to you by ClearBooks, online accounting to free your time.